Oh, hey guys! Welcome to another episode of Hello World. See what happens when you're not paying attention? And I certainly was all in the wrong place I was all in my phone. I'm so sorry, guys. But welcome to another episode. We are at episode 65, getting so much closer to 100, where I will be doing a giveaway. Um, you definitely should watch, and you should definitely subscribe. You should definitely tell all your friends about Be the Difference Clothing, and what we're all about. Today, I'm going to talk about why I feel so wow, like wow. Um, and I also am going to pretty much just talk in general. Like, guys, let me tell you, this weather that we're having today is amazing. It absolutely just puts me in an instant happy mood. Like, it is absolutely like 95 degrees outside. And I am so in love with it. I just wanted to sit outside all night long. And I was also thinking about ways like, how can I do a hello world outside? That's what I was really thinking. And I was like, I'm going to have to try to figure that out. But it's definitely a beautiful day. I hope you guys had a wonderful day as well. Please definitely look in the description below if you ever want to support Be the Difference Clothing. You can definitely look down below. Um, we have lots of things that will inspire you and motivate you to be yourself and that much more. And yeah, just click that link. If you ever want to see anything about anyone else that has ever been on Hello World or has ever done one of the series, Our Lives Seen Through My Eyes, definitely look below and you'll see a bunch of different people, a bunch of topics that they talk about, which are very inspirational and, you know, gives you a good point of view on different things. So I definitely just had to say it was a great day. Um, so it was a great day in many ways. One, the weather wasn't so bad. Two, um, my, you know, coworkers supported me and they all, supported and showed love with some of the socks that I have in rotation now. So I say, if you guys have not seen the socks, definitely go to the link below, hit the shop my merch, and you can take a look at all the socks that are there. There are only 12 of any kind, and once they are sold out, you will never ever see them in rotation again. I am drinking my usual alkaline water because you might as well try to get all the mucus out of your body, and that's what I try to do. So I could tell I'm getting to the bottom of the gallon because it's getting so bitter. It tastes like the peel, and that's pretty much what it tastes like, the peel of a lime. And so I hope that gives me more um, alkalinity. I don't know. But yes. So why everything is like wow. So I hopped onto YouTube and I see different lives and I saw Just Sandy. Definitely go over to her show. Um she does auctions. She actually shows you how she makes her jewelry and it is all handmade. It's all handcrafted. Like I was just sitting there in amazement one day just watching it for at least 2 hours. So definitely show her some love. And she showed me some love too. And I'm just like, wow, like I really had no idea she even knew that my channel existed or that I existed. And, she said she watched some of the video. So see guys, you have no idea what happens after the live. People do take a moment out of their time to look at things. And I hope that everything that we ever talk about, ever do, brings encouragement, inspiration, and definitely maybe help you think about doing things in a different way. So I'm overwhelmed right now with pure, like, wow. Like, I cannot believe that, so many people are like out there just really, enjoying what we do. And I say we because we collectively, sit here and we gather our thoughts and we talk. And even if you're not live with me, we're just sitting here and we're just chit chatting away, and I'm talking and you're maybe receiving something that I didn't even knew was necessary for you. So like it's definitely dope. And I could tell you that whole group, it all started with flipping, hip flipping. No, it all started with the flipping hustler. So when the flipping hustler subscribed to my channel, I just went on over to his to see what was going on, and I showed him some love, and then I started watching his channel, and I was just drawn in. It was him, NASCAR man 3345, and Hip Flipping Mama. They were all trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and I was just sucked into their channel, and that's how I ended up watching all everyone else that I've been meeting so far. So shout out to Flipping Hustler for that connection, that divine connection, because it was a divine connection. Because had it not been for him, I wouldn't know half of these people now, and maybe I wouldn't have been able to inspire them the way that they've been inspired. So that right there, guys, is my wow. Like I feel so happy. You have no idea. Like to me, it's like going on vacation for me, like when I can positively affect someone's day and they can honestly, whether they tell me or not, but it does something in their heart, like that is so amazing. It's like even better when you find out and they tell you that. So I don't know, guys. It's just like I want everybody to get a little glimpse or a little piece of what peace is like, what happiness is like, what fulfillment is like, what following your purpose is like, and how it could definitely make your life that much greater. Right? Because we're all living great lives. We're all living good lives. Whether we do it in a good way or in a bad way, we're all living a good life. It's how you enhance it that can make it better. You can enhance it in a negative way or you can enhance it in a positive way. I hope that we all choose the positive way. It's so easy to look at the negatives in life because we're inundated with it all the time. And, it's like trying to dig yourself out of quicksand. Once you're in that negative spiral, it's like it becomes addictive. It's like you become like addicted to, I need to feel bad. Like life is not good if I don't feel bad. Believe it or not, that's how we operate sometimes. Just based off of how you react to certain things or how you expect things to go. Um, it's we have to really just sit down and reevaluate ourselves. And once you do, you'll see things that you appreciate, things that you don't like, and things that you just can do without. Reevaluate yourself. Take the time. And I reiterate this on every episode that once you take time to get to know who you are, then your purpose will begin to reveal itself to you because then you can handle more. You can be equipped and entrusted with a lot more. Um, so, yes, guys, wow. When is the last time you've been wowed in a positive way? You can wow somebody by just simply doing what Just Sandy did just now and just was like, yeah, Joy, I saw one of her videos and it inspired me. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like that you have like I don't know, maybe she may see this episode, but that that really, really touched me. And today, although today was a good day, it just got that better, that much better because of what she said. So guys, and the same thing that they said too on that channel, like You never know what you say or do, how it can affect somebody. And I'll tell you this much, it affected me in the positive way. So, wow. I hope that we can take our wow moments and give it to someone else who may not know what wow and what being wowed is all about. Life is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And there's so many things that will wow you. You just have to tune in. Are you ready to actually tune into your life and actually live your life? Because for so long we just for so long we just exist. But when you get into that moment of just actually living, you are elevated and you start operating in so many different ways that you had no idea, like, wow, this is how life really should be. This is what life is all about. May the wow moments hit you. you know, I just, it's overwhelming, guys. It's overwhelming to actually understand how living your life and how being in a wow position of your life is amazing. Like I know I'm probably like a dead doorknob right now, but if you really don't have peace or haven't experienced peace in your life, here's what I suggest. Turn off the TV, turn off your cell phone, turn off anything that can distract you from simply meditating and just clearing your mind. That is the process that starts you on your journey to understanding yourself and also being in a position of being ready to be wowed. Because I guarantee you, throughout the course of any day, there's so many things that we could just say wowed us, but for whatever reason, maybe we're not in the best of moods, maybe we're just not maybe we're just not paying attention and we just miss it. There is also something so good about human interaction. Just Sandy just wowed me with the human interaction of her saying what she said. Wow, guys. It only takes a moment for you to really sit back and say, you know what? Life is okay, but I want to know what life is when it's great. Are you ready for your life to be great? If you are, then you're just going to have to turn off a lot of things that you're used to, because when those things are on, they fill up the capacity of you being able to tune into yourself and to getting to know who you are, getting to know what your purpose is. I used to be like, what in the world are people talking about when they say find your purpose? Because they never gave me a tool to understanding what finding my purpose was. They always just said, once you find your purpose, this, that, and the other. When you operate and start working, and you're like, how do you absolutely try to find out what your purpose is? That is it. I'm telling you. Start turning everything off. Any out external influences, turn it off. So you have time to look at yourself and look at yourself in the mirror. Take a good look at yourself in the mirror. See if you can look at yourself for a minute without wanting to turn away and be like, wow, I just can't. I guarantee you a lot of people can't even look themselves in the mirror because they don't like what they see. Maybe not physically they don't like, but there's something about them that when they see that reflection, they don't like. But Today, we're going to start learning how to like what we see. And what we don't like, we can start figuring out ways to change to be better. Is it honestly it is that simple. It really is that simple. But the hard part, bang, bang, boom, is you actually putting aside time for yourself. That's the hard part because so many times we want to do everything else but for ourselves. You think that is easier to do something for everyone else besides yourself. That's where the difficulty starts because you don't want to face yourself and then be wowed. Hmm? How often do we go through life and don't even pay ourselves any attention because we're too busy trying to, look the part in the eyes of anyone else or someone else that you think is paying attention? Because most of the times people are so inundated with their own situations and their own distractions that they don't even notice you. What also made the day beautiful was, I went to the gym. It's just something about the gym that just it's cool. The people there are so cool and I just like it. I like it. I don't know. Guys, in all honesty, be the difference and hello world is not here just to simply entertain you and just say, "Oh yeah, these are great ideas. These are great things that we're talking about." And then you do nothing with it. That will make everything that is done by the company in vain. And I'm not about living that in vain life anymore because I say this all the time. Once we take our last breath, no one has ever come back and said, "This is what you can look forward to." We've heard stories about it through religion, but we haven't really heard someone come back and say, "This is what you can expect." And I'm not talking about somebody that was dead for 5, 10 minutes. I'm talking about like for real dead and come back. Enough time for them to be like, okay, I was in this realm for X, Y, and Z or whatever. And now I can tell you what you can see and look forward to. Right? So enjoy the skin that covers your bones. Enjoy the bones that covers your ligaments and helps you move. Enjoy the blood that flows so smoothly through your body because there are some people who have conditions where their blood makes them sick. Enjoy the texture of your hair because some people will never ever be able to grow hair. Your eyes, your vision, your eyebrows. We talk about this all the time. If you don't show gratitude for the things that you have, you cannot create a legacy worth talking about, nor can you inspire or spread inspiration to people who are in need or affect the world in a most fundamental way where it cannot reverse back into negativity. I challenge all of us to do this because once we do this, there's no stopping that force or that energy from taking over. Remember what we said the other day? It took one person to massacre a whole lot of people. It can take the same amount of people that got massacred to overtake one person and their group. It's time, guys, that we just take hold of our lives and really do something worth living. Really, the life that you're living now, is it worthy? Do you feel great about it? Are you wowed? Is there anything that just wows you, knocks you off your feet, just to say, you know what, I'm every breath that I take, I'm enjoying it. If you've never felt that before, then you need to start the process today. Turn everything off. You know what? You don't even have to do anything that long. Do it for 5 minutes. Put your alarm clock on. 5 minutes. Start off with 5 minutes and do that every day for 5 minutes until you want to increase the time, until you start seeing in your mind and in your perception and in how you communicate with others, how your life starts to twist and turn into something so beautiful. Now you look like a whole new person to other people. Are you really ready to get to know yourself to the point now you want to inspire others? Are you ready to wow people with your presence to the point where you don't even have to open your mouth and they feel something so profound and so peaceful that you just altered another person from being negative and to wanting to strive for something great? Are you ready to seriously sit back and say, you know what? I may have a decent life now, but I want to know what it is to really be my optimal so that you can help others, right? Because that's the point of living, or no one has ever really taught us that, right? It's true because we're not taught about the beauty of life, about the human aspect of life. We're taught many things, but we're not taught to say togetherness is better, to feel whole is better with people, not robots, not or TVs. Again, they're not bad, but I think we've been so overexposed by these things that we've forgotten the human touch, the feel of a human touch. Like, seriously, how many people want to hug you? When you greet people, you barely want to touch them, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, because some people are just nasty and they don't wash their hands and they pick their noses and stuff. Yes, I get it. But I believe there were ago where people used to embrace and hug. And it wasn't a hug that was just like, oh, you violated my personal space and it's sexual abuse. Like, right? We've made sexual abuse so big now that you can't even hug somebody, right? Taking away the human aspect, taking away humanity, the purpose of humanity. Not everybody is twisted in their mind when they go to hug you. Some people genuinely still have that human aspect, still wanting to burst out of them so they can wow you with wow. That hug made me feel so good. I was having such a hard day. The human touch can start the healing of anything. I was on Instagram the other day and I love babies. And I saw this infant, and the infant had tubes up their nose, in their mouth. And what stood out the most was that infant was holding that hand. Just the baby was probably just so thankful that there was another human being that they could touch because they couldn't move with the tubes up their nose, and they may not have completely understood like why things were happening to them, but they knew something was happening. So, but that touch was helping them to want to live a little longer, to get better, faster, simple. But yet, when we get older, the touch no longer is innocent. Yes, there are some people who, take advantage of the touch, but I'm just saying, like, the innocence of a true hug or a handshake can really make the difference for someone. I used this example once before when I used to volunteer at an infant shelter. These kids were taken out of homes. Some of them, they can only be up to 18 months, right? Keep that in your mind. The last few years that I was volunteering there, or months, um, I had encountered kids that did not want to be touched. Did not want to be touched because one, they were never paid any attention. Two, maybe that touch was violent. Or three, they never was said, told, I love you, and showed that by just holding, right? We throw around love so much, but do you do the things that show love? Now, I'm not talking about romantic love. I'm just talking about just in general. You can say you love somebody, but are you honestly understanding the words that you say, what the meaning they are? Because if I tell somebody I love them, it is genuine and I do what I can to make them know that that love is real. And I'm not talking about even in a romantic way. I'm just saying in general. Start learning how to hug people again. Hug yourself. When's the last time you gave yourself a nice, ooh, I love you? When's the last time? Right? It's funny. It seems funny. But if you don't know how to do these things for yourself, how can you effectively do it for others? Start giving people hugs. Wow them. Because I guarantee you, the people that receive them are not expecting you to hug them. Right? We talk about humanity. We want to embrace humanity. Or maybe you don't want to embrace humanity because you're not taught or realize how important humanity is because of the distractions. I wish I had my sock, but I have a sock called Humanity Over Vanity. And I'm not picking at vanity at all. What I'm saying is that if we choose humanity the way human nature was intended to be, life could be at its optimal. I was telling you guys too yesterday, how my heart was breaking because they were cutting trees down, like healthy trees down, because they want to renovate the area into something more modern. And I'm just like, you're killing these beautiful trees. And I felt it in my heart. Maybe a few years ago I wouldn't have cared, but I felt it. I was like, man, when I heard the saw going, I was just like, man, you're killing a tree, literally killing a tree, right? Like you may not see it as anything special, but I guarantee you, once you tap into humanity a little bit more, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll feel what I'm talking about. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about because it's bringing tears to my own eyes. Well, it's well enough, but it's not coming up. But like it ached, it really ached just knowing that. Those poor trees. Because I consider it like imagine if that were you, right? We live, we breathe, we eat. Imagine if that were you. somebody just hacking away at your skin, your body, just because they wanted to renovate you. It's heartbreaking. And I'm not saying that progression isn't cool or a necessity, but it's just like, my goodness, the things that we would do just for that. And the trees were perfectly healthy. It's a heartbreaking thing. And then my coworker, she said that she noticed that there was a bird's nest, and I was like, oh my goodness. So the building management just happened to call, and I was like, are you guys aware that there's a bird's nest while you're cutting all of the trees down? And they said yes, they knew, and things were being put in place to take care of that. So I felt relieved with that. But it's the tree. Like, have you ever like pulled a piece of bark off of a tree? You'll notice that it starts to perspire. I look at that as like, poor tree is bleeding. Simple things, guys, little things that will wow you. Because I never knew that if you pulled the bark off of a tree, that it would start perspiring like that. That wowed me when that happened. So I was like, oh, I'm hurting the tree. They don't bleed like us, but in my little head, I said that poor thing is bleeding. I just felt bad. Now, there are trees that need to be pruned. Yes, got to kill the dead off so that the new life can come in. And roots that need to be cut and trimmed so that they new roots can come in and be more healthy. But to absolutely just kill something, bad. Take that journey, guys. Take the journey that I'm on right now with me. Do it. I guarantee, even if things don't change right away, your spirit will feel different. And what's life if you have not experienced it in a different way, right? People talk about that all the time, but we never understand what that means. I'm telling you right now what that means. Oh, and I also believe, and I've talked about this all in earlier episodes, probably in the 30s, food. The food that we eat can also alter our perception of life. Like now, I've just been eating a lot of plant-based things, spinach, potatoes, ginger, garlic, ginger, um, some fish here and there. But I've noticed that, I don't know, maybe it's related, maybe it's not, but I've been thinking a lot differently. I think it also has to do with the meditation and just being here with you guys because trust and believe. I look forward to Hello World and coming on and seeing people in the chat and seeing people like Just Sandy, how she said how it inspired her. Like, you guys have no idea. That's why I named this topic today Wow, because Just Sandy wowed me. She's doing an auction right now. So as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to go jump back onto her page to watch her auction. But if all of our little lights can go from a flicker to a flame to a ball of fire, who can absolutely stop us? Who? It can't be negative people. It cannot. Because, hey, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but shout out to you and everybody who's watching. Show her some love. Go over to her channel and show her some love. But like, if we're all balls of fire, how can How can negativity honestly dampen that? Oh, Mawa, I hear your name all the time. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I just, I just, I just, no one can, at this point in my life, can convince me that this world cannot be better. No one can convince me of that. There's no way. I don't know, because maybe it's because I don't watch TV. Now, tidbit, we're on episode 65, right? That means it's been 65 days since I've purposely not turned on the TV because I've been here with you guys. Imagine how life would be. And I'm not saying that I'm against TV, because if I'm in other places and the TV is on, I will indulge. But there is so much more life to live without being distracted. Like, go to the park. Today was such a beautiful day. If I could have gotten Wi-Fi in the park, we would be out there right now, just soaking in all that heat. Because this is my weather. I love the summer. I love the heat, and especially when it gets dark. When it gets dark later, what? We should all be taking advantage of that. Picnics. Yeah, I said picnic. Picnics in the park. You know, I think my next gathering, I'm gonna do it at the park, and we're just gonna thank you. I'm gonna do my next gathering at the park where we're outside just chilling out, just letting the wind, the breeze blow on us. We enjoy the warm weather, just absorb the heat, because that sun exposure and the heat exposure feeds us vitamin D. Again, if we take care of nature, nature will take care of us, right? In so many ways without just eating. It's just something for us to think about. I'm not saying that it's absolutely true because I don't know, but what I feel and what science has said about being in the sun is that it provides vitamin D. So there is some truth to it. Let's This summer, I challenge everybody to be outside more than inside. Doesn't matter if you have ailments. No, no, it doesn't matter, because you're going to start eating differently, right? And you're going to start possibly taking herbs to, in addition to whatever else you're doing, just to help you along, just to help your body along the way, to pull out some of that mucus that is all in all of us on a daily basis, because this is not something that just comes and whatever, but mucus can mutate into different things. But if we get rid of the mucus, or as much as possible, how can we have disease, right? I mean, and these are things that I'm watching and learning from other places like Dr. Sebi, or Sebi, however you want to pronounce it, Sebi. He's passed away now, but he talks in detail about how herbs and alkaline in your body and different foods and all that other stuff just, and I believe it's possible. I believe it's true, because as soon as I started drinking my alkaline water, I was so stuffed up one day from my sinuses. I felt like my nose started running, literally. It started running. I blew my nose a few times, and the congestion went away. Does it come back from time? Yes. Because remember, I'm exposed to the outside elements all the time, inside elements too. So this has to be consistent, right? Does it taste good in the beginning? Absolutely not. But here's another thing. Does anything good for us ever taste good, feel good? No. But if you keep in your mind that you want to live a healthy life as long as you possibly can without being assisted, you're going to do what you have to do. I'm trying to do what I have to do right now. There's other things that I would like to, get adjusted and fixed in me, and I'm working on them. Trust and believe, I'm working on them. But life is an everyday uphill. But if you have all of the tools to hike uphill, it'll be easier, right? That's all we need, guys. We just need the tools. I'm hoping that I'm helping you give a little tools, just a little bit. Ha! Your vision boards, and I tell you, I'm going to knock you guys in over the head with it all the time, every single day. How many of you are working on your vision boards? You should, the same 5 minutes that you take to start meditating is the same hour you should be putting aside to think about your goals. You personally, not you and your family and everyone else that you're responsible for or to or obligated to. You, yourself, the I. Because in order to be effective for the we, you have to be whole. And if you don't take time to grasp who you are ever in life, you're not going to be able to enjoy it and be a complete at peace. Because, like, guys, right now, I'm at peace and I'm enjoying my life. Do I have every single thing that I desire? Absolutely not. But I'm okay with it for now because I know it's coming. I'm working on my vision board. I have the plans. I'm meditating on these things. I don't know what you guys believe, if you believe in religion or not, whatever. I'm traditionally a Christian, but I also respect other ideas and I respect religion across the board because who's to say that any one of us are right anyway? But I do know one thing's for sure. I feel 100% good when I am in touch with trying to help humanity. Trying to help my fellow man makes me feel good. So, to me, that's great. And if I could inspire other people to feel the same way about humanity, because, like, yeah, there's some people who do some messed up things, but what is that percentage? It's really not that high, but it is magnified more because that's all we see, right? In the news, we can see maybe two or three reports of something good, but then 95% of it is, oh, this fire was burning, this blaze did this, somebody died in this fire. But you didn't mention, it's unfortunate when people do die in fires, but you didn't mention the people that actually tried to help them get out that fire. Or you know, something that somebody did down the street. I told you guys yesterday when I was every day, and I didn't see him today, but every day for the last month or so, when I turn a corner, a specific corner, there's always this man in his wheelchair. He's unkept, and I'm not going to judge his situation because I don't know for a fact. I don't roll with him, but I don't know for a fact what he's going through in his life. But I do know one day he just went like this. And I said, moi? You can actually see moi? And so I waved back. And the next day, we waved at each other. So clearly he could see who I was. Not me, but just see that there's a woman in the car driving by. And the fact that he waved and that she waved back at him, this is an everyday thing we can do. That's humanity, guys. Because whatever situation he's in, I don't know, but it made me feel good. I remember the first time he did that, I was just like, what? He noticed me? Me, yes, me with the car, going to a job, him maybe with not a car, him not a car, in a wheelchair and sitting out in the cold, noticed me. Our lives is not that different. when it comes to human nature, our lives really are not that different. We all need that human interaction, intentional interaction in a good way. Because whether you believe it or not, I don't care what status or social status he is or what status he is mentally. He made my day and he has been making my day. So every day I look forward to seeing him. And I didn't see him today. So I was just like, oh, maybe I drove by too early or maybe I missed him. I don't know, but I do look forward to seeing him. So hopefully I'll see him on Monday. Maybe one day I'll actually stop and get out of my car and just give him a minute or two of my time and just talk to him and see who this guy is. Maybe I'll stop my world of just doing my routine just to say hello, get out the car and say hello. Is that taking a chance? Yeah. But we take chances all the time, right? You go to a doctor you've never met before. Just because he's in a uniform doesn't mean that he's a good person. So I say that to say it doesn't matter how the makeup is of a person, the soul and that heart will tell you who and reveal who they really are. And then you can judge on whether, it's a threat to your safety or not. We need to start looking at the heart of a person because when you do, you'll start to see what I see, which is a lot of hurt. It's all here. Sometimes you can see it in here. There's a lot of hurt people. And I don't believe hurt people intentionally hurt others. But if you can wow them out of that hurt, how much more effective can they be when they actually operate in whatever gift they have? Because if we all started operating in the gifts that we had, less jealousy, less envy, less comparisons, less competition. Not saying that it'll completely abolish it, but it'll be less. That's the point. We want to lessen the negative, not completely obliterate it, because I don't think anything could be a completely obliterated. Just like even though positivity is at an all-time maybe low, it can't be completely obliterated because there's people like us who are fighting to wow everybody. Simply start with your inner circles, whoever that may be, your boss, your home, doesn't matter. Start with there, or maybe just start by wowing yourself. Take yourself out. Do something for yourself. That's another thing, guys. How often do we take time to do things just for yourself? Just take yourself out and make yourself feel wonderful. Don't use the excuse like, well, I don't have the money. When will we ever really have the money? What you will miss though is the experience. Because that's where the money is in the experience. When you can experience something, that money will be like, really? That monetary money will be well spent. So start wowing yourself. Start wowing others around you. Start wowing those kids because a lot of kids are growing up with nothing that we had when we did. A lot of kids are not in a two family or two parental family household. They're not blessed with that. because that was a blessing, guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that for granted because that was a blessing that I had two parents, two people who entrust who who just looked over me and wanted to nurture me to be a better person or to be able to function on my own. And for some who just have one, it's like nothing bad about just having one. But I'm just saying, if you had the opportunity to be raised in a two-family home, parental home, then like that's amazing. Well, let me correct that too. A healthy two-family parental home. Because there are some that do have the two parents, but their example isn't that great. So if you happen to be raised in a healthy environment with two parents, even if you had just one, that's a blessing. And remember, I said I was in a shelter volunteering for infants. Okay? Yes, infants. So if an infant could be homeless, you were that much more blessed to even have one parent if you do, or even a guardian. Some people don't have parents biologically, but they have a guardian. Like we need to be thankful for that. And that should just wow you because you were blessed to have that. An infant who is homeless. Can you grasp that? It is reality for some. That should just make you say, wow, I need to do more for humanity. Wow, I need to pay attention to what is going on in my surroundings. Wow, I need to really hold my politician accountable for helping to rectify situations such as how are we helping those who cannot help themselves? It's time, guys. That's simply it. It's time that we start wowing ourselves and our surroundings. And again, whatever thoughts you may have about our world just staying in the state that it is and never being able to increase in prosperity, meaning healthy communications with each other, get that thought out your mind because it's coming. Will it be perfect? No, because guess what? There's no such thing as perfection. That is just an ideal for us to look up to something that is unattainable. But what there is to make somebody feel good. That's perfection. If there was a true example or definition for it, leaving your legacy, that special pizzazz, that special you, that wow factor in you to other people will spread like wildfire. Wildfire will spread like. If you truly want to be effective, start meditating, start working on yourself. Give yourself some time to heal. Hey, we all have to heal from something. Give yourself time to heal and understand why you need to heal. Then you can really be effective. Hi, Tiki. Good night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Where are you from? Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to you. Everybody show some love to Tiki. Truth revealer. Okay. Thank you very much. What time is it by you? But like, that is truly how this world is going to get better. And you know what? I'm going to stop using words like is, because that makes it seem like it's not going to happen. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, Just Sandy. You know what? Just Sandy is the reason why I named to this episode Wow, because she truly made me feel so good. Like, just with the things that she said, I was just really like, and my heart got filled with such joy. I mean, you know what I mean? It just made me feel overwhelmed with, wow, I didn't even know that she watched any of the episodes that I was on. I didn't even know she knew I existed, to be honest. So thank you for tuning in and giving me a few minutes of your time. I appreciate it. Feel free to check out other, episodes, and, hopefully you'll get encouraged and inspired by something, and it'll just uplift you to a better place. And good night. May you sleep better than you've ever slept in your life. But guys, like, I'm going to stop using words that make it seem like something's coming, right? The world is better. The world is amazing because of us, because we have now realized how important we are and how important our lives are to each other, that we don't want to mess that up. We are the difference. We're not going to be. We are the difference. We are amazing. We are beautiful. We are loving. We are caring. We are kind. We are compassionate. We are everything that we were designed to be. And we're putting these things into action. We are motivators. We are inspired. We are inspiring. We are creators. We are creatives. Every little mark that we make is making it paved a little better for someone else. Just like how our parents, when they, my parents came from the Caribbean. So they came here to have a better life. And when they had us, they wanted us to have a better life. So it's the same type of theory. We're going to be better. We are better. We are amazing. Guys, I want to check out Just Sandy's auction, because I'm just so in awe and wow for her and her kind words. But you know what? Hello World is here every single night between 7 and 9 is when I start. So you can definitely check me out live. If you ever wanted to call in to discuss a topic or anything, the number is there. Check the description below. If you ever wanted to know exactly what and who Joy is, check out the description below. Hit the shop my merch button. You will see everything about Be the Difference clothing. You will see the reason why the company was started. And you will, if you ever wanted to endeavor in purchasing any items, you may do so. I do have an inspirational quotes book that was written by me personally, and they're all original. I have the copyright to prove. Um, but either way, even if you don't want to go that far, you can just look back at other episodes, binge watch, binge watch the whole channel, and you'll see the different things and different people that I've interacted with and have shared their stories. You know, the the one that my friend Michelle, I was talking about her last night. She passed away from brain cancer, but she's another reason why I've realized that you need to appreciate every single day, because she always said to me, Joy, I don't want to die. I want to live. I'm going to do better. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to take care of my body. She got one more year, and then she passed away. But guys, let no other day go ungrateful, unappreciated. with whatever you have, whatever motor skill you have, whatever you have, it doesn't matter. Just appreciate it because someone else doesn't have that. Start wowing yourselves, right? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Um, Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time. And I know it's a sacrifice because you could be doing many other things. Um, I no longer think this is a sacrifice to me because I enjoy being here. And I don't know who I may encourage or inspire, but if I do, that's amazing because we are better. We are healing. Our world is coming back together. We're going to let love actually rule. Logically, not logically, but just for real. Like we're really going to start operating in love. It's possible, guys. It won't hurt, right? Because we forget that making money is just to help us maintain a lifestyle. It doesn't mean that making money is supposed to help us just live. No, it's to help us maintain what we have, right? We don't need much. I spent $2 today and I made a whole meal. I got potatoes, pepper, uh I bought a bag of chips. Well, I'm trying to wean off of them. But $2, I made a whole meal. We don't need much. But what we do need is that human touch, that human interaction, and that reinforcement, that love, that hug, that embrace. We need each other, guys. We need each other. Now is the time that we start letting and allowing that pride to break down and admit that we need each other. Because I need you guys more than you think. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your night. You know I'll be on here. It's the weekend. Well, let me stop saying it's the weekend. Tomorrow is a down day, so I might be on here a little later or earlier than 7 and 9. But I will be here because I made a commitment and I enjoy you guys. So thank you for tuning into Hello World, where we chat about everything and anything. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you again for giving me your time.